Hello there, hockey fans, and welcome. It is a new edition of Into the Wilderness. We have a jam-packed show for you here. We're going to go ahead and review what happened in January. We're going to look ahead at February. We got a top prospects tournament preview. We're going to talk to Kevin Marx Noren and Severi Sulonen. Also, assistant coach Packy Munson makes his debut on this program. For the month of February, a lot going on, including this weekend where we've got games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That begins with a first place showdown. We go up against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. Wilderness and Ice Dogs are currently tied for first place in the Midwest Division. Then coming up on Friday and Saturday, that's February 3rd and 4th, they take on the Wisconsin Wendigo, and it is Cancer Awareness Weekend. There's a look at the jerseys that are going to be auctioned off thanks to K1, and this weekend is sponsored by St. Luke's. And so this is a very important weekend with as we do this for a very, very good cause. And then coming up on February 6th and 7th, that is coming up just next week from when this program is being recorded. We've got the Top Prospects Tournament. These are the guys that are going to be heading to the suburban Pittsburgh area. You've got Cole Gordon, Reed Davatilla, Kevin Marx Noren, Michael Quinn, Severi Sulonen, and also head coach Brett Skinner is going to be coaching Team Midwest at that tournament. Four of those guys selected by the team, Reed Davatilla being selected by the NHL Central Scouting Bureau. So big props to him. So we've got all that coming up on this show. We're going to be leading into the conversation with Coach Munson with a highlight of the big buzzer beater goal that took place in the game against the Chippewa Steel during the month of January, and also leading into the interview with Kevin Marx Noren and Severi Sulonen, a goal that Kevin scored. That was assisted by Severi Sulonen that just took place over the weekend in Springfield. All that coming up here on this edition of Into the Wilderness.
Kelly with the shot. That went wide, and the rebound kicks to the circle, picked up by Marx Noren. 5 seconds remaining. He gets it to Thorson. Thorson moving in, fires one off the glove of Wishart, and the puck goes behind the net. The shot, they got it in the net. Was it in time? They score! A buzzer beater for the Wilderness.
And we are rolling with this segment with assistant coach Packy Munson. And Packy, I think maybe Coach Joe Sean and the folks up in Houghton, Michigan might be familiar with that face there that we've got on the screen.
Oh yeah, go Tech, baby!
Brings back some memories, I'm sure. We'll get into your background as we move along on the show here. This is Packy's first appearance on Into the Wilderness, and glad to have you along.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Long time coming.
Yeah, it's been a process, I'm sure. So yeah, and we leading into the show, with the highlight of the buzzer beater goal against Chippewa, which would maybe be the highlight of the month of January. And when you look at a goal like that, you can maybe see things like that. Dramatic moments like that can sometimes be catalysts for teams to give them an adrenaline rush for a certain period of time. Any goals like that might you can relate to in your career that might be similar to that.
You got a visitor? Hello?
You got ghosts in the house, it looks like.
I guess we got ghosts in the locker room. Oh my God, yeah, no kidding. It's kind of funny. Like, I actually think back to our Michigan Tech year. We made a run to the NCAA tournament, and it just started with a goal against Mankato, and it was in game 2 that we ended up winning on the road. And it was funny. It kind of catapulted us to winning again 2-1 the next night, and then we won 1-0 again the third night against Northern Michigan on the road. And we lost to Notre Dame in overtime in that first round. But it is funny how those goals just kind of instills belief and kind of makes things happen.
Yeah, and it's the month itself was one where maybe you needed something to kind of push you, get that to that next level. And when you consider that it began with losing 3 out of 4, it ends with winning 3 out of 4. So a good little change of pace there to head to the this particular weekend where we've got Fairbanks and then Wisconsin coming up here. And the two teams that really, when you look at winning percentage, that are the two teams closest to you in the division, and you're right back up there in a tie for first. So it's you need, I guess, as much belief as possible when you've got a weekend with the competition coming up this weekend.
Yeah, no, it'll be intense for sure. I faced my old team on Thursday night, which would be pretty fun, and then yeah, Wisconsin's been kind of the hottest team in our league here in the past little while. They went up to Fairbanks and I think they swept them on 3 games in a row on their.
They did. It was 3 straight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was breast cancer weekend too. So it was it was a big weekend for Fairbanks, and for Wisconsin to come in there and take 3 is no joke. And it's nice to start getting guys back, getting Quinney back last weekend. He made an immediate impact, and I think for our team, like we defend really well, and I think if we can just start to generate some more goals, I think it'll go a long way. Posh has obviously been a rock star for us. The Kosher's been really good all year. So yeah, I think we just gotta keep building, keep getting guys back, and it starts Thursday night against the Ice Dogs.
Right, and you folks can see here the what we got left as far as the games remaining for this season, and still some really good competition. I believe we still have games against every team in the division still yet to play. So it's getting to that point now where it's kind of crunch time in the year. And you being a former goalie yourself, we're going to be going up against on Thursday, Caden Hargraves, arguably one of the best goaltenders in the league. What is it about him that makes him so good?
He's a very, very athletic goalie. I think one of his biggest traits is that he works really hard to find the puck through traffic. And, he's not the biggest guy, but he's got really good hands. He tracks the puck well. And just that aggressiveness, never giving up on pucks, finding pucks through screens is kind of a rare trait for a young goalie. I think this is a league that, forces you to really work hard to find the puck. It's not a wide open game. It's very tight, very structured. So, he's going to be a tough test on Thursday for sure. And, we're going to have to get eyes in front of him and hopefully get a couple by him.
And you getting that unique perspective of a goaltender, what is it that you're telling the guys like Isaac and Conrad when they're getting ready for these kind of games here? What are the things that they have to most look out for?
For them, they're both very talented. I think just even learning in my career, like I just want to be, a soundboard for them, talk through what they're seeing. Even in practice, if anything, just giving them that extra boost of confidence. If I'm seeing something drastic, where a guy's getting beat a certain way, or, his timing's off, or if he's just kind of late to things, we'll take the time before practice to kind of dial in our details and make sure the structure of our game is all dialed in, head into Friday, Saturday. Well, this week it's Thursday too, but we're lucky we have 2 really talented goalies. And if anything, I just want to be able to give them a little, extra boost and make them feel good going into the weekend.
Right. And you get a jam-packed weekend here in Wisconsin, with a team that, you ended up suffering 2 regulation losses against them just a couple weeks ago. And obviously there's a learning curve there. What do you think are the keys that you learned from that series that you guys are going to be using for adjustments for this weekend when you go up against them?
Yeah, I think it's just, the full 60-minute game. It's kind of been something that Brett's been preaching since I've gotten here in the short while, is just when we play our full game, our full 60 minutes, we're a tough team to beat. We just can't have those lapses, especially, taking bad penalties. And, our special teams, I think last weekend was better. We still got to, build off that and improve. But I just think that shift-to-shift focus, and I think our guys have shown that when we do that, we're a pretty tough team to beat.
Right. And so that's what we got coming up. And, I also wanted to address the top prospects tournament that's going to be going on next week. And, I guess one other nice thing about the fact that you've got these 3 games is that you do get a break in between. So you guys can kind of go all out a little bit there, but you do have. I brought up the wrong graphic here. That's for later on in the show here, Packy.
I saw that one. That's messed up, Marty. That's how we're going already. Okay.
But yeah, so this is you got the top prospects tournament, and we got guys. You mentioned Michael Quinn, Kevin Marx Noren, also that's part of that group. Reed Davatilla, the Central Scouting Bureau selection, and also a Cole Gordon headed there as well, along with Severi Sulonen. What can you say about these guys that were selected to that tournament as representing the Wilderness?
Well, I couldn't say enough good things about those guys. I think winning, or being, I should say, winning, but being in first place at the roster freeze and being able to send as many guys as we could. It's just great for the organization. It's a huge weekend scouting wise for those guys. I mean, as individuals, Reed obviously getting recognized is really cool. He's a big body. He can skate. He's got a really nice release. I think he's a kid that in a few years is going to be a really impactful player for Michigan Tech. The rest of the guys, I mean, we could have had 7, 8 guys go and be impact players that weekend. And I think as an organization, we kind of just, did the right thing with the guys that we sent. And, Gordo's a guy who's been here for multiple years. I think he's a huge part of the success of the organization. He's a great kid. He works really hard. He brings in practice, and that energy is it's kind of crucial for this team, especially just being, kind of the few guys that have been here for a while. And then, the other guy's Sully, a big, steady defenseman that, makes the game easier for the guys around him. And yeah, I mean, who am I missing? Is it Stump? Stump, the other one? Who else is going?
We mentioned Marxy.
Marxy, yeah, Marxy. I love Marxy. He's got an NHL release, as like I like to say it. I mean, the other day I put the gear on for the skill session, and he made me realize that's why I retired. But he can shoot the puck, man. He's a great kid. He works his bag off. Is that it? Is that am I missing anybody else?
See, well, you mentioned Quinn earlier about what he's been, how he's contributed since coming back, and then so he's got a great opportunity there. I mean, he's shown what he can do this season already as far as his contributions, but he'll and one thing about him is that with his injury that he suffered earlier in the year, he wasn't able to play during the showcase, so he'll get a chance to make up for that in front of maybe an even bigger group of scouts.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Division I hockey player. I think just the immediate impact he showed this weekend. I mean, on the blue line, he's kind of a one-man breakout for us too. He can make a lot of plays all over the ice, and I think I texted Brett after the game on Saturday. So I think when he came back and was best player on the ice, he hasn't even played in a few months. So that was an exciting thing for us, and I'm getting Ozo back. It's another huge crucial point for us. But I'm excited for Quinn to get some of those big schools get some eyes on him, and some colleges will be really happy to have him at their program.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they can do there. So this is our first time really getting a chance to know you, and this is the guy we're talking to here. This is Packy Munson, and there we got you with an action shot there that I think I'm guessing that was part of the GLI where you were at there, maybe, or
that's from the WCHA championship game.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. That's funny.
Okay, so that was probably Grand Rapids.
That was in what's Northern Michigan? What's that? They're
okay, at the Barry event.
Yes, the Barry. That was very, very cool. That was pretty fun that night. That was for sure.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I think you guys won that in overtime, didn't you?
No, we won that game 1-0.
Oh, okay.
We scored in the second period, and we just hung on.
Okay.
The funniest part is, like, I've never felt sicker in a game in my life. Like, that was a huge game. Like, the whole game I thought I was gonna throw up. Just I wasn't nervous, whatever. I just thought I was gonna throw up, and then we won 1-0. It's kind of funny how that worked.
That's interesting, because we had some guys that we had, I don't know, the lunch that we had Friday in Springfield just didn't go down well for some of us. I was one of them, and there were a number of guys that were complaining about stomach aches, but that was after the game, and
really,
but yet we won the game 2-1. So
hey.
Weird how those things work.
Just play sick. We'll get all the guys sick every Thursday night. We'll give them some bad pasta, and we'll just win every game.
Oh boy, I don't know if the billet parents would appreciate that, but
yeah, I don't know how that would go, but we'll figure it out.
So we got you. You came to us from the Minnesota Loons, NA3HL, and you had a pro career that took you to the ECHL, along with over in out in Europe, English and French leagues. Let's tell us a little bit about what that was like playing overseas.
Overseas was incredible. It was I went overseas right after college. Went over to the English League, and it's actually where I played with Chris Stewart, who was the owner of the Loons, and that was kind of where my coaching career started, was my relationship with him. But it was great. We had about 9 or 10 former NHL guys in there, and I was just a young kid, so to learn a lot of lessons from those guys, and they were big proponents of me coming back and giving it a shot pro in North America. And no, it was just a really great experience. And then France the last 2 years was awesome. Got to play on a really good team last year with a lot of guys that I actually played against in college. My fiance was over there. I proposed her over in Paris, so that was kind of a cool thing. And but the hockey was really good, and you just kind of get a full perspective of the European professional hockey system, and you get to meet a lot of people, which I'd like to think will help us get a couple of good Euros here in the next couple of years. But no, it was great, and no regrets for doing it at all.
An engagement in Paris. So was this an Eiffel Tower kind of deal? Or were you
It
able
was
to
an
go
Eiffel
with?
Tower. I think I still got it on the on the old screensaver here. We can throw it on. I'll get some brownie points here, but yeah, no, that was
Oh, there you go.
yeah, her
Oh
family
my
came
goodness.
came to visit in town, and um yeah, so it was just kind of I didn't want to do it there, and I was like, oh, I gotta do something original. And then the day her dad was there, we were golfing actually, and he's like, just do it at the Eiffel Tower. What do you mean? And I was like,
Why
all right.
not?
We just did it that night, and it was pretty special.
Oh, you dog, you. So you get a Robbie Cup with Fairbanks your first season. So you've got that experience there to kind of relate to these guys that are shooting for that for the big NAHL trophy.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, my first year of juniors was special when we had a really, really good team in Fairbanks. We had a great coaching staff. Prof's obviously been there forever. He's a legend. Yeah, ton of experience with that team. Like, we were kind of the wire to wire top team. Like there was a lot of pressure involved, which is kind of weird to say. Like I think we won 50 something games that year. We were really, really good. But internally, like the guys, there was never a day where we weren't feeling that pressure that we needed to win a championship to kind of, make it all worth it in a sense. So the staff always kept us on our edges, and yeah, but I think just the biggest thing for the guys is staying in the moment. And you can't think past tomorrow's, Thursday night's game is the biggest game of the year. And if we just have the same mentality every single night, I think that was a big thing for us, and why we were so successful, is every night was a championship game, and trying to bring that here as well.
All right, and then I showed you the graphic. That was by mistake, but we I know you were in the middle of that final year at Fairbanks when you guys were when you went up with the Wilderness, and Wilderness ended up winning that series in three straight. But great series, and but I'm sure there may have been some kind of maybe a feeling to avenge the loss, but I guess the best way to do it would be to help the Wilderness win another championship. Wouldn't you say that's the best way to go about it?
Yeah, no, I think yeah, that's the least I can do, right? No. Yeah, that was actually, it was crazy. We had a really good team that year too. We had a lot of guys that were committed at the time, and I think we came in here, and I think we were the higher seed. You guys had hosted the first two games, and I think we kind of came in a little overconfident. We had a lot of guys from that championship team that we just kind of figured we'd just take care of business. And I think both nights were 1-goal games and just really tight, good hockey games. And then we went back to Fairbanks, and I think we got up 3-0. I remember hearing our, coaches and we're going to find out if there's going to be a game 4 in the first 10 minutes.
Right.
We got up 3-0, and then we lost 4-3. So as a goalie, you felt terrible because you're like, is that on me? Like, was that my fault? I mean, I think I put that one for like 2 years, but no, it's the Wilderness. It was great playing here. They had a really good atmosphere that year, and I think my grandparents are still shook by it. They were hypnotized by the fans. My mom still talks about it too. So I think they're coming this Thursday. Hopefully they'll get a warm welcome.
All right. Well, yeah, it should be fun. So you said your grandparents are coming up to the
Yeah,
Thursday night?
yeah. I think they
Okay.
were just thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to drive up from the
All
cities
right.
and catch the game on Thursday.
Well,
So
they can root for us this time then.
I know I'm making sure they're not wearing my Fairbanks stuff. I gotta hide that before they get here.
Yeah, don't wear those jerseys, I guess, huh?
Right?
We got to get, or we, yeah, yeah. Well, maybe we got to find them some wilderness gear, one way or another. All right, well, Packy, we'll look forward to that this weekend, and exciting month of hockey coming up here. You're going to be going back to Alaska again, although this trip will not include Fairbanks, Kenai River, and Anchorage coming up here, but I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, Alaska was, it was a really special 2 years for myself, just kind of getting away from home, kind of growing up during those years. And I went to Anchorage in college, so that's a really great city. And Kenai, I always hated Kenai. I hated going there. So it's a little bittersweet, but no, they got a good hockey team this year. And I think my first year we beat them all 16 times. It's nice to see that they're back being a competitive organization again. And it'll be good for the division just to have all the Alaska teams being great.
Yeah, yeah, that's been yeah, they've been good this year, and that's nice to see. And what Anchorage did last season, and see what that franchise is doing is nice for the league as well. So, and of course, Fairbanks never missed the playoffs, so you can always count on them to be competitive. So, all part of the
Yeah,
history
they
there
do a
that
good job up there. They do
you're a part of.
they do things the right way. It's a good organization for sure.
They've been doing it well. So, all right, Packy. Well, we appreciate you joining us here, and we'll look forward to this weekend. And for the folks with the show here, stay tuned. We got the interview coming up here that was recorded in Springfield with Kevin Marx Noren and Severi Sulonen, and all that's coming up next on Into the Wilderness.
Now Posh deals the puck to Sulonen. Pass goes to Marx Noren, moving in on goal. The shot, and he scores! The power play drought is over. Kevin Marx Noren ties.
Hello again, hockey fans. We are back for this edition of Into the Wilderness, and we are joined by, on the left side of your screen, we got Severi Sulonen. On the right, it is Kevin Marx Noren. And guys that are headed to the top prospects tournament. Thanks for joining us here today. We're crossing our fingers here, making sure, we're hoping we got a good connection all the way through on the recording. But guys, first of all, let's just get your perspective here on this. When you first heard that you were headed to the top prospects tournament, what were your thoughts? We'll begin with you, Seth.
Obviously, I was really happy for being a 20-year-old. It's a good chance to get some more exposure, and obviously knowing that we have a lot of good guys on the team and a lot of kids going to win. So I was happy.
And Kevin, I'm sure the fact, being a guy that's in his last year of junior hockey, it's a good chance, good opportunity.
Yeah, just like Seth said, it's a good chance for us to get some extra exposure, and yeah, grateful to be able to go there for sure.
Both you guys have been key components of the team this season. Kev, I mean, what can you say? 18 goals here as we're in the month of January, 34 points. And so things have been clicking, especially over the last few weeks, pretty well for you.
Yeah, it's always nice when it starts to roll in and you start to produce and stuff, and you let loose of your nerves and all that stuff, and you can play to your fullest. And I feel like I've been able to do that more lately now after break, and yeah, it's been going good for our team. And last week we also had a sweep, so hopefully we can build up that this weekend too.
Right. And again, I want to thank the folks here at the Carpenter Street Hotel here in Springfield. We're recording this on the day before the first game of the Springfield series. And so obviously the focus is on this weekend, but we do want to chat about what these guys are up to with as far as getting ready for the top prospects tournament. And Sev, with you, especially over the last few weeks, the defense has had a lot bigger responsibility with so many injuries with Michael Quinn and Gustav Ozolins, Max Wattville also out, and then Ren Morquay moving on to the USHL. So the responsibility for you guys on D has got to be a lot greater right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. You lose those key guys, especially Goose and Winter. They've been part of our decor the whole year, and then they're just gone for almost a month. So it's a lot of minutes for you guys, and a lot of good opportunities for other guys who maybe didn't get to play that much before. So
And both you guys have played a key part of the power play. I mean, you're out there on defense, quarterbacking things quite a bit, and you know, when you have that much responsibility out there, that can help you get set up for a tournament like Top Prospects, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I was in the power play at the start of the season. Then I was out for a while, but now back on it. So it's feeling good, and we've been struggling lately a little bit, but I feel like it's we're about to get a little. We're about to score here. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, I guess law of averages. You think that something's got to help. Something's got to start working there, and eventually. And I mean, there was so much success there at the beginning of the year, and Kev, you're a big part of that. And what what is it about being on the power play that you enjoy so much?
I think I mean, it's fun, of course. You spend a lot of time in the O zone and trying to score and all that. And the aim of the power play is to score goals, and I think that's the best part about playing the game. It's about putting the puck in net and winning games. So I think it's fun.
Is it Kinnevista? How do you say that?
Knivsta.
Kinnevista, Sweden.
Yeah.
And small town, about 20,000 people. Kind of reminds you a little bit about playing in Cloquet a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely like a suburb in between two big cities, so Stockholm and Uppsala there. And yeah, I've grown up there since I was a kid, and have some really close friends there, and you know every block, and it's a great little suburb for sure. So it's good, close to the airport too.
So a lot of you get Uppsala kind of in that same area, that Uppsala region, and I noticed that just looking at some names that came from there, you know, a little bit north of there is Berklinga, where Will Passion is from, and you have some familiarity playing with Will.
Yeah, I've not played with him. I practiced with him a lot during the summer and stuff since we were around the same area. I played against him. But yeah, he's a good player, good guy. So
sure. And I noticed Jonathan Berggren, another one that Detroit Red Wings rookie season right now. Coming out of that area too.
He's a 2000, right?
I think so, something like that.
So he went up to the northern part of Sweden to play junior hockey.
Okay.
And he's a great player,
Sure.
So of course he's got drafted and all that, and he deserves it.
Sure. So Sev, coming from a little bit bigger town, I believe I saw it was 190,000 people. Turku?
Turku, yeah.
Or is it? I hear the Finnish pronunciation might be Turku, maybe Turku. And the Koivu's coming from there.
Yeah, both soccer and Miko came from there. A lot of other guys too.
Sure. Yeah, good hockey area. And what was that like as far as growing up in that?
It was definitely good. There's a lot of good teams, especially at a younger age. Like there's just not one main team.
Sure.
So there's a lot of competition. A lot of good kids in my age group that I got to play against.
Your path early on, you were in North America, and let's talk about that and how that helped you develop and get used to the North American style. Because you started playing prep school in New Brunswick, kind of made your way gradually west to New Brunswick, Rochester, and went to the Northeast Generals for a little while before. So if you could just talk about how that helped you get set up to where you are now and how you're used to this North American style.
Definitely helped me with especially the language at the start, just going to school, and then I don't think the game is that different, but it definitely is the rink size and the way that everybody plays the game here. It's kind of different. It's more like straightforward. In Finland, it's a lot more like slower, slow things down, and
works out pretty well then. So you go from playing prep school in New Brunswick, then you go to Roco and you won a championship, didn't you, with the Coalition?
Yeah, so I played prep school in Canada. Then I was supposed to play at a prep school in Connecticut, the Frederick Gunn School, but due to COVID, we didn't really have a season. We only practiced for like 4 months, and then there was a big outbreak at one of the dorms, so we got shut down. So and Roco was in New England prep. Hockey's only for school. It's only the winter term. So the fall and the spring term you have that. So that was Roco, and because a lot of the schools were shut down, we just our coach for Roco decided just to make it like a full year team for that year.
Okay, all right, and then there were some guys from the Wilderness that another guys from that had played with last season. Was that Nico Rexy?
Yeah, Nico Rexy and Greg London, but we all played on Roco and also Sam Lewis.
Okay. Okay. So that's and so you get that opportunity, and you get to raise a trophy. So that had to be a nice experience.
Yeah, that was super cool. Our team was really really deep, really good, and it was my biggest hockey achievement so
Yeah.
far. So
Sure. And Kevin, you got a year under your belt playing junior Sweden. Was it the Västerås? Is that
Westeros, yeah. So it's basically like high school hockey,
Okay.
but it's an you go an extra year
Okay.
in school, and then I played it 3 years. So junior 18, 2 years, and then 1 year junior 20. But that was also the COVID season, so I only had 12 games,
Mhm.
and that was just a lot of practice. So yeah,
And then you came here and kind of made your way around a little bit your first season. Jamestown, you got your start there.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, I've experienced a lot of different parts of the U.S. Got to experience the East Coast, Alaska, and now northern part of Minnesota, and a lot of learning experiences on and off the ice. And it's been great. I mean, a lot of people can look at it in a negative way of being traded and stuff, but it's made me, in general, just being able to see a lot of the country and just grow as a person.
Sure. Yeah, you're going with the Rebels, and then you spend the rest of the year with the two teams in Alaska, Kenai and Fairbanks. So, you're really getting into, I guess, maybe culturally or maybe at least weather-wise, similar to what you experienced in Sweden, or maybe even a little bit more colder there.
Yeah, in Alaska it's definitely colder than in
Yeah.
where I am from in Sweden. I think or Minnesota weather is also a little bit colder. Depends though. Sweden is a very long country, not too wide.
Mhm.
So if you're in the northern part, it's more like Alaska. If you're in the southern part, it's more like Washington D.C. Like
Sure.
it's a pretty big difference. So
Right. So you get a couple of chances there to play for Kenai and Fairbanks, and I noticed when you played Fairbanks, you got a goal against them was had to be a nice feeling,
yeah,
huh?
no, for sure. Unfortunately, we didn't win the game, so and
Yeah.
that's the main goal. So it would have been nice getting the goal and winning the game, but we got them next weekend, and hopefully it's going to be our final game against them, unless we play them in playoffs, and then yeah, we got to win that one.
See how it goes. I mean, we don't want to jump too far ahead. You got Springfield to
Yeah,
focus on here. So, yeah, that's when this comes out, it'll be just before that Fairbanks series, Fairbanks and then Wisconsin that weekend. So, as far as you guys, just want to talk a little bit about your growth as far as this season. How do you see your this season? You've been able to obviously get a lot more ice time, Sev, and how has it been working with you as far as the different deep pairings you had to work with this season?
um, it's definitely been easier than last year. Obviously, it's my second year, so you kind of know the league and the pace and all that. But all the deep area stuff doesn't really. It's not that big of a deal. I feel like every defenseman on our depot, everybody can play with everybody and make it work.
Sure. So, and it's been, with all the shuffling and the different guys that have been brought in, you get Carson Liebert in, and I know for a little while you had, I mean, Max got hurt in his first game, but it's something where you're able to just jump in, and it's not too long of a learning curve with these guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's not anything super hard to do. Especially Carson came in. It's been really good.
Right. And Kevin, I see a lot of chemistry. It seems like anybody that you've been able to jump in with, I see you with Joe Cesario. It seems to work pretty well. Oliver Stumple, Gunnar Thorson, Charlie Erickson, any of these guys. It seems like it's been working out pretty good.
yeah. I don't really try to think too much of who I play with and stuff. I just try to make my teammates better when I'm on the ice, and I think we follow a good system from our coaches, and I think everybody has like accepted that system, and we have a great team morale and stuff. So everybody fits well with everybody, just like Seth said. It's not like I have to play with someone. Everybody plays good together, and I think we have a very wide team in that sense, and that has made us pretty successful this year and are up there fighting for the first place.
Sounds like you are one of the guys that likes to conserve on the tape. Only got it at the end of the blade.
Yeah, I don't have just tape on my stick if that's what you're.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't play with tape on my stick, and it's fun because a lot of times when I have a couple games where I don't score, people tell me to put on tape, and if I have games where I score, players want to play without tape. So I think it's definitely a preference thing, and I mean everybody do what they feel works better for themselves, and I think the last 3 years I haven't used tape, and it's because I spent a lot of time in the summer stick handling on plastic ice, and it sticks so much with the tape.
Okay.
So I get so used to do it without tape, and then it's just been sticking with me.
Right. Hey, if it works, why not? And you look at what's been happening the last few weeks, so it seems like it's been going okay. Guys, what are you guys hearing as far as what you have to develop within your game itself to make yourself more attractive to those college coaches? We'll start with you, Seth.
Definitely a big thing for me is I'm a big guy, so those first few steps faster, and then just defense, mostly defense. I feel like offense comes pretty naturally, but just those little details in defense and always being aware of everything and not having any snooze.
Seems like you do a good job as far as carrying the puck and you're getting pucks toward the net, and and which 11 assists this year. It's already career high for you, so that's and that plays a big part of that. I mean, I know you have to get your first goal this season, but I mean, getting those shots to the net, getting those redirections, that plays sometimes is just as big as getting the goal scored.
Yeah, for sure. At the start of the season, I was getting a lot of chances, but maybe I was thinking too much about just scoring. And when I kind of let go of that thought, like started playing a lot better. Just shooting for guys' sticks, and if you're just always thinking about scoring that goal, you're probably never going to score it. So
right. So we're rooting for you. We're waiting for that first red lighter to come for you there. And Kevin, what about you? What are they telling you as far as to finally get that commitment from coaches? What are some of the things you got to develop in your game?
Skins usually talk to me about me always be like moving my feet constantly throughout the whole game, and sometimes he sees me want to slow the game down and stuff, and I feel the same way when I have my feet moving and I feel energized on the ice and stuff. I feel like that's when I create more offensively, and then you can always get better in every aspect of the game. Get better at shooting, get better at stick handling and defending, and all those different areas, physicality. So, but speed is definitely the thing I want to get more of in a habit, in the sense of like having it as muscle memory, always getting my feet moving constantly. So, yeah.
All right.
Just that same for me, just keeping my feet moving. Sometimes I feel like I just like the game may seem harder because like you're not feet,
Sure.
picture's not changing, and just being more consistent every game, like your highs and lows, and you gotta kind of control your lows, and when you have highs, you have highs, but it's not your best game. Like you gotta bring it up to a certain level.
Sure. So I wanted to ask you guys real quick. We're in the this is one of the longer road trips, unless you're going up to Alaska. This is our longest road trip that we get. Having to leave on a Thursday, you get the morning skate on the Friday. But I was curious, what are some of the best things about road trips? Because there's a number of things that can come into play there. You get the food, chance to sleep, maybe bonding with teammates. You get the bus tag game or something like that. Or maybe video games, movies. What is it you guys find enjoy the most about these road trips?
Definitely spending time on the bus with guys. And also, it kind of depends what you like to do on the bus. Some guys just stick to themselves, watching movies or listening to music, and some guys are just all the time talking to each other and maybe playing some games, cards or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely good times with the boys.
All right, and Kevin?
Yeah, just like Sev said, and I'll add some to that too. I think at the hotels, like you get to sleep with not in a weird way, but you get to sleep with like a new teammate, and you can get that extra little bond with that specific guy, and then it's kind of calm, going to a hotel and stuff and experience different places, and I think that's one of the big things too, like being able to, like for example, where we are right now in Springfield. Last year, I went to the Abraham Lincoln Museum. That was really cool, and I'm not going there this time because I've been there, but stuff like that, get to experience it.
Sure. Well, yeah, and that's one great thing about Springfield here. Yeah, just down the road, we're a couple blocks away from the Lincoln Museum.
Yeah.
I did that last year as well, and absolutely a phenomenal experience. You know, if folks can make it on a road trip down here, highly recommend that. There's so much Lincoln around here. You got the grave site, you've got the home. Went to the home last month on the previous road trip here. Apparently, if you rub the nose of Abraham Lincoln at his gravesite, there's a bust of him there. You know, if you rub his nose, it's supposed to bring you good luck. So I was talking to the coach, seeing if we could maybe make a pit stop there, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I know I was there the last trip on the Friday and did end up rubbing the nose. We won the game that night, so maybe there's precedent there, you know. I think we should maybe jump on that, but I'm not the one driving. So,
Yeah.
But yeah. And how about bus tag? I know you're not a big fan of that, as far as
No, I mean, usually it's like you're sitting on the bus and then you're getting out and it's kind of cold and I don't know. I usually just want to get on the bus,
Just want to get out.
groceries, stuff, and yeah. Last year I played that, and one time I lost, I had to sing for the team, and
Oh, geez.
so it's. I mean, I feel like if I was a rookie, I had to play it.
Yeah.
But this year I'm not a rookie, so.
Okay. What did you sing?
I don't remember. But
Okay.
last year I sang in Jamestown, my first team I played for. I didn't know what the game was the first because we don't have that stuff in Sweden. So,
Okay.
so I lost the first one and then had to sing. But yeah.
They were playing that, I know, 8 years ago. I remember when I first started going on bus trips. So how about you, Seb? How about your bus tag game? You
Yeah, I first got introduced to my when I was playing Silver Roadway, and then went up to play with Northeast Generals,
Mhm.
and that was the first time I saw him play, and then the loser of that also had to sing.
okay?
But yeah, like for me, usually when you walk out the gas station, you can kind of see if it's happening. So
Survey where to go.
yeah, you kind of stay away from me instead of run away from the guy. But yeah, it's definitely something fun to do
Yeah,
on the road.
you're all right with it. You don't
Yeah,
mind, you don't mind
I don't
jumping
mind
in on it. Yeah. And I know you guys always do the rookie idol.
Yeah.
I wasn't on that trip, I don't think, was that something that your first year you guys took part in that, or?
Yeah, our first year.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was after the showcase or a week after that, but yeah, those kind of things are always fun, especially for the new guys that rookies.
Sure.
Kind of like open yourself up to the team
Sure.
more.
What'd you sing?
I think I sang Fireworks by Katy Perry.
Fireworks. Okay. All right. Well, Katy Perry action. I heard you playing some Fleetwood Mac on the bus. So is that kind of your jam there as far as music goes?
With the what is that, Matt?
There's that "Every Wanna Be With You Everywhere" tune. I heard.
Oh yeah. No, I just had that going this
Okay.
morning and hadn't talked yet. No,
Okay.
it's a good song. I mean, puts
Well,
a smile on your face.
That's a legendary band right there.
Yeah.
So, you know. All right. Okay. So then, with top prospects, you're going to be playing with some different guys, different teammates than Team Midwest. How do you feel about that? You guys that you've been looking forward to playing with, maybe in that situation, that kind of a setup.
I mean, obviously fun to play with other kids from other teams, and playing with the kids that you play against every single weekend, basically. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sure. And I'm sure even some old teammates, maybe possibly you're
Yeah.
playing with it.
Yeah, that would be fun. Still, I feel like we're in the middle of our season and we're competing against those guys, and they're still our enemies in a way.
Sure.
So I almost want to play only with our wilderness guys and keep myself to them, and then
Yeah.
come back and focus on our team because that's what's important. But yeah, of course, it's gonna be fun meeting some guys from Kenai there and also Fairbanks. So I think we have a good team coming down there, and
Sure.
I want to kick some ass. Basically, I want to
All
win
right.
2 games.
All right, very good. Yeah, so it should be fun. It's and there's a lot. You guys have gone through showcases and that kind of thing. So that pressure of seeing all those eyes on you, I mean, that's nothing new for you.
No, I feel like if you don't focus on that too much, you just play
Play your game and let it go. All right. Yeah, I mean the pressure. I mean, I've seen you chatting with D1 scouts before, so it's nothing too high pressure for you.
I mean, it's always like there's gonna be even more scouts there, and
Mhm.
it puts
Even
a little
NHL
bit of
too.
pressure on you. I worked a lot on mentality. Shout out to my mental coach in Sweden, Andy Sverd. He's a great guy. He works with Jesper Brad and a bunch of NHL players and stuff, and he's definitely helped me throughout my hockey career, learning the importance of my mentality and being present and not trying to think too much about things you can't control. So I think it's going to be fun, and I'm excited to do that. But we got 2 games coming up here, so
Absolutely, yeah. It's a big few. You got 5 games between now and
Yeah.
when you take off for Pittsburgh. So obviously, big stuff happening there. So looking forward to all that, and we appreciate you guys joining us here. And we got through it, so I think this will work. And good luck with top prospects for the rest of the season.
yeah. Thank you for having us.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll be back and with more of Into the Wilderness right after this. All right, we are closing out this edition of Into the Wilderness. And one more thing to mention, congratulations to Joe Cesario for his commitment to the Air Force Academy. Also, congratulations to Coach Skinner in securing his first Division I commitment since arriving as the head coach of the Wilderness. Great January finish for the boys. They finished with a winning record after a tough start, 4-2-2 mark for the month of January, and able to climb back into a tie for first place in the Midwest Division. And coming up once again this weekend is the Cancer Awareness Weekend, and these jerseys that will be auctioned off here. This weekend is sponsored by St. Luke's Hospital, and those proceeds for that jersey auction going to a very good cause. Wisconsin Wendigo going to be in town on the 3rd and 4th. February 2nd will be the big first place showdown against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. And here is a look at the upcoming schedule for the month of February and a little bit beyond as well. Again, Fairbanks and Wisconsin coming up from on February 2nd and then February 3rd and 4th. Then the boys get a weekend off before going to Eagle River, their second and final regular season trip to Eagle River, Wisconsin, to go up against the Wendigo. That'll be February 17th and 18th. The Springfield Junior Blues come here the weekend after that, and then they begin March with their final trip to Alaska for the regular season with the trips at Kenai River and then Anchorage. Again, you can get pre-sale tickets at B&B Market and Super One Liquor. Of course, all home games at Northwoods Credit Union Arena. If you cannot make it to any of the games, go ahead and tune in to Hockey TV, and we'll have all the action for you there. And one final reminder of what we got as far as the Top Prospects Tournament. This is what the schedule is. That's, again, February 6th and 7th. On February 6th, it's going to be noon local time start. And on the 7th, it'll be a 1 o'clock local time start. And again, you can catch those games as well on Hockey TV if you cannot make it to the Pittsburgh area to catch that tournament. So again, thanks to Kevin Marx Noren and Severi Sulonen for joining us here, along with Packy Munson for making his first visit to Into the Wilderness. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Want to thank also to Pete Radosevich for putting us on the air on Cat 7. And those of you tuning in on YouTube, feel free to go ahead and give us a like. And folks, really appreciate you joining us here. We will see you at the rink. Go Wilderness.